Good morning. Today we are going to read a new book called The Gecko That Came to School. This is a story about a girl whose name is Annie, and she brings her gecko to school. Something a little crazy happens, so we're going to read to find out what happens when Annie brings her gecko to school. But first, we're going to look at some of the snap words that are in this story. So I'm going to circle the snaps and you can tell me what they say. Her. What? Come. How? Of. All. And here it is. Said. So these are some of the snap words that we'll see today as we read our story. Today as we work on our story, we're going to work on looking at all the parts of the word. We're going to really look at the first part of the word to figure out what the word says. I've used a little picture of a gecko to cover up the last parts of the word. So we're just going to see the first part of the word. We're going to say that first part. We're going to think what makes sense, and that will help us figure out the word. Are you ready to read? The Gecko That Came to School by Jeannie L. David, illustrated by Catherine Mitter. Annie was peeking into her pocket. "What is in your pocket?" asked Tess. "Come and see," said Annie. Tess looked in Annie's pocket. Jen and David looked too. "It's my new pet gecko," Annie said. "He is cute," said Jen. What do you think would happen if you brought a gecko to school? Yeah, I don't think it would go over very well. Oh, look, here's the word that we're going to have to figure out. "He is cute," said David, "but you can't have a pet in school. Mrs. Peck will get mad," said Jen. "I just had to him," Annie said. Let's figure out this word. She says, "I just had to." Let's look at this first part. Brr. I just had to brr. What would make sense, do you think? Oh, I heard bread. I just had to bread him. That doesn't make sense. I don't think it says bread. Oh, bring? I just had to bring him. Yeah, sounds right. Let's see. Bring. You are correct. I just had to bring him, Annie said. He is so much fun. He is the best pet ever, and he can run really fast. Oh, look, there's two words on this page that we're going to have to figure out. Just then, the gecko showed them how fast he could run. He ran down Annie's arm. He ran down Annie's leg. Then he ran across the floor. What do you think that says? Oh, maybe the floor. I do see the floor here. Oh, look, he's running on the floor there. Let's take a look. Floor. Yep. Then he ran across the floor. "Stop that gecko!" Annie yelled. The kids tried to catch the gecko, but the little gecko was too fast. He ran out of the room. Annie and her ran after him. We need to figure out this word. Annie and her Oh, I think it says friends too, because look, it starts with the sounds fur, and in the picture, I see Annie, and I see her friends. Let's check it. Friends. Yep, it looks right. It looks right. It makes sense, and it sounds right. Annie and her friends ran after him. There he is, said Tess. Get him, cried Annie. Tess, grrr, for the gecko. Tess, grrr. Oh, look, she's going like this. Oh, yeah. Looks like she's grabbing. Grabs, grabbing, grabbed. Grabbed for the gecko, grabbing for the gecko. Let's look at the ending to make sure that we say it right. Oh, yeah. It says grabbed. Tess grabbed for the gecko. David fell over Tess. Jen fell over David. And Annie tripped over all of them. Oh, my goodness. We have 2 words to figure out here. Oh, my goodness. Look at what's happening. The gecko raced into the lunchroom. Little kids skrrr. Oh, what's she doing? I think she is. Little kids screamed. Does that make sense? I think so too. Screamed. Chairs crashed. Milk spilled. And Mrs. Wells dropped her in the mashed potatoes. Wait, where are the mashed potatoes? Here they are. Oh, yeah, for sure I know what that says. That must be Mrs. Wells. She dropped her glasses in the mashed potatoes. There he goes, yelled Tess. Let's make a prediction. What do you think will happen? Okay, let's keep reading, and then you can check your prediction. The gecko ran into the art room. The art teacher screamed. Papers flew. Paint cans, curr. What do you think that might say? There they are. It starts with the part curr. Let's look at the other letters to help us. That was kind of tricky to figure out. Crashed. Oh, crashed. That one we really had to read part by part. Paint cans crashed. There he goes, Tess yelled. The gecko ran down the hall. He ran back into Mrs. Peck's room. Get him, cried Annie. Think about the prediction that you made on the last page. Were you right or were you wrong? If you were right, okay. If you were wrong, you can think, that prediction wasn't right. Let me make another prediction. Oh my goodness. Mrs. Peck grrr for the gecko. I bet that's the same grrr word as before. What do you think it says? I think so too. Let's check it. Grabbed. Mrs. Peck grabbed for the gecko. Tess fell over Mrs. Peck. David fell over Tess. Jen fell over David. And Annie tumbled on top of them all. I'm really sorry, Annie said. I just wanted to show off my gecko. Now look at us. They cannot catch this gecko. And look at what he's doing right now. He's going up the wall. Can you make a new prediction? The next page is the last page. And we know that usually in a story, there's a problem and then there's a solution. We know what the problem is, right? Annie lost the gecko. So I'm guessing that the solution is going to be on the last page of this book. There's only one page left. It's the only page left to have a solution on. So make a prediction. How do you think they're going to solve their problem? All right. Let's check it. Oh my goodness, look at this picture. What happened? Look at what the teacher is saying. She says, now, where did that gecko go? Jen and David could not stop Oh, look, they're going like this. What do you think that word says? I think it says giggling. Giggling. Jen and David could not stop giggling. That's okay, Annie, Tess said. That gecko is the best pet ever. So, I have a question for you. On this last page, how did they solve their problem, first of all? I thought that they were going to catch him, but they didn't, did they? What happened in the end? Yeah. And then on this page it says Jen and David could not stop giggling. Why could they not stop giggling? Oh, they thought it was funny that the gecko was in the teacher's hair. I hope if I ever get a gecko in my hair that you don't giggle at me. That would be very, very scary. All right, so today we worked on figuring out words by looking at the first part of the word, reading that first part, thinking what makes sense, and then making a guess. That's a strategy that you can use, especially when you're reading levels E, F, G, H, I books, to look at the first part and make sure that you read your words part by part. I'll read this book again with you tomorrow. Thanks for reading with me today.